There are two things that if you remove from your vocabulary, everything is good. If you try to say to yourself, I want to always be happy, that is what is the beginning of your misery. If you remove the word always, I want to be happy, just happy remains, right? The fact that you want something to last forever takes away your happiness, because you are looking for your happiness in things. You always want that sense of joy that comes from an event, from a person, from a thing, outside in your world. The truth is, that sensation of being happy, it is yours. It happens inside you. And you actually possesses, it's there all the time, except that you cover it with all other things. Because you never want to be sad. So what does this do to us? Always trying to reach outside things that make us happy, outside conditions that make us happy. Because we never want to feel pain. We never want to feel hurt. We never want to go through any suffering, any misery. But truly, in the eyes of the divine, it is only negative events that show a growth spurt. When things are going really well in your life, you will never pause. You will never pause to think, what am I doing? Who am I? Where is my life going? What is the true purpose of my life? How shall I live my life so that there is happiness at every turn, no matter what happens? That I am always happy, right? You always want happiness. The thing is that if you are in a permanently happy state, you won't recognize it as such. It is only, if you notice, because you experience painful times, difficult times, times that just take a lot from you, that you actually enjoy the peaceful ones. So when I talk of happiness, I'm not talking about pleasure. I'm talking of a life free of burden. Just that. Supposing you have a headache all day, and it's crippling and it's pounding in your head and it's pounding in your shoulders and it's pounding behind your, and you can't focus and you can't think. And I give you a Tylenol or some tablet. And all of a sudden, the headache is not there. Okay? You haven't won a lottery. You haven't reached the moon. You haven't become the Godhead of the world. You haven't earned $1 million. Nothing spectacular has happened, except the pain got released. Right? That is what we're looking for. That is what we keep coming back to. If you stop avoiding the pain and you actually go deep into it, there is a release that comes. You experience your pain, because we don't want to feel any grief. We don't want to feel pain. We want to run away from it. It's too difficult. It's too difficult to feel pain. We want to run away. We have this memory of what it's like, of what it could be. We have this memory that holds us back. And we don't want to do it at any cost. At any cost. I remember my mother she fell into the ocean while getting into a boat. And lifelong, if she saw the waves, she would get this sense of panic. She never enjoyed the ocean, never put her foot into the ocean, never did any of that. So all of us, because of our fear of situations, of things, go into your fear. Go into it completely. Go into your grief. What is it that you're thinking? What is it that's happening? What is this fear? It is usually either a memory of something that took place, or it is a situation in the future which could play out, which could happen, but it has not played out yet. It is only the thought that it could happen that makes you feel terrible. And we avoid it, we never want the pain, and we always want to be happy. And we don't like what's happening right now, and we're thoroughly miserable. You get rid of the need to be happy always, and you will always be happy. This hankering, this feverishness that comes, that you chase certain sensations, chase certain scenarios. This is the cause of our misery. This is the cause of our misery. That's why during the meditation, I always say, I have nothing, I want nothing, I do nothing. No, I don't say that. I say there's nothing to do. I can only say that when I close my eyes. Sometimes it's funny. If I try to recall words that I say or things, I can't recall them like that. It's only when I sit like that and I close my eyes in meditation that it automatically comes. Now, don't ask me how. This is why I'm very bad at doing a learned speech. If you tell me to learn a speech and then say it, I'll be thinking of the words. But you should never say never, because this is my experience in the past. And it could also change. We use the word never very loosely. Have you noticed that? I never like to do this. I never like to talk to this person. I never like to do this. But all the time, there is this change that's always happening. And whatever you think you never want comes in front of you as a situation that you have to embrace. I used to tell myself as a child, I will never live abroad. I will always live in India. I remember all the things that I used to say. Oh, I'll never mix with people who drink. I had a lot of rules. A lot of ideas about what I was and what other people were and and one by one, situations have come up that have broken down these rules and made me realize you cannot make general statements about anything. Because all the time, situations come up that completely change your conditioning. And as long as you're open to new things, new ideas, life becomes very interesting. Don't want or crave any particular life, any particular situation, any particular thing. Be open to new things, because they're happening to you all the time. And that's the enjoyment of everything. That's the enjoyment of it all. We sabotage ourselves by saying these things, because words, you see, have got vibration. You might not believe it, but whatever you're thinking, whatever you're speaking, it is affecting the energy around you and the things that get attracted to you. Your energy, your words, your thoughts decide how things around you are going to be. And so, if you want to just reside in yourself, become aware more and more and more about the kind of thoughts that we are putting in. I'll never get this success. I'll never get that contract. I'll never get the job. I always have trouble. I always lose out. I am always stressed out. When somebody asks you, how has your day been? Crazy busy. It's always like that. Right? Why? Why is it crazy? You're only doing one thing at any given moment. You cannot do two things at a given moment. You do one and then you actually move from one to another, to another, to another. And you think you're micromanaging, you think you're multitasking, you think you're doing all these several things. But actually, if you broke it down, it's one at a time that you're going. What is so crazy about it? And if it's crazy, then I think you need a new job. Because you should never, I know I shouldn't use the word, you should never be stressed out. You should never be unhappy. It is very important that you access that peace and that happiness. And when I tell you that peace and that happiness, don't think of times when, the extreme joy when you win a lottery or your child is born or all these things that we have told ourselves that constitute extreme joy. I got a contract. I got $10 million today. What exactly happened? Some paper was written, right? That money is just a number in an account. You hit the back button, it's gone. But you have told yourself that gives you tremendous joy. Tremendous joy. What happens when you get married? You just announce to the world that me and this person, we're going to be living in the same house. That's it, right? For that, we all get so much joy. And what happens? That ultimate fear that we never want to face when you die, you just slip out of your body. The body drops and you're there. You were always there, right? Except this time it was within the body. The body dropped. If we learn to be a little light-hearted about our lives, not pay too much importance to the highs and the lows, the always and the never. If we take a middle path, then life can just be floating all the way. All the way. It requires just a little bit of awareness. How does that awareness come? Normally, you have gone into the 10th, 20th, 30th thought before you say, oh my God, I'm so stressed out. Oh my God, this is crazy. When you meditate, many things happen. You sit quietly, and then after a few minutes, suddenly a thought comes up. I have to cook dinner. Dinner's not yet ready. To put food on the table. Why is it that I always have to put food on the table? Why can't someone else take care of dinner once in a while? This is the problem. I'm always the one doing all the work. And by the time it's gone on to 10, 11, 12 thoughts, self-deprecating thoughts, then you say, oh my God, I'm thinking about dinner and I'm supposed to be meditating. And you say, okay, now I'll get back to meditating. And you've got that thought pattern. That's not a thought pattern that's unique. That's a thought pattern that's going to come again and again and again through the day. If you're thinking of it in meditation, that means it comes all the time. Then you'll say, okay, fine, that thought pattern, I'm going to sit, I'm going to meditate. Oh my God, tomorrow I have a work meeting at 7. That means I have to get up at 6:30. I wish my work meetings could get postponed till 9 o'clock. I always have this problem. Every Friday I want to have a good time, and it's always a meeting early in the morning. Now, you've got into that thought, then you catch it. You say, oh gosh, I'm supposed to be meditating. Okay, no thoughts about work, I'll meditate. So what is happening in your brain when you're meditating is, first, there is a relaxation, a part of your brain fires. Then there is this thought that comes, and it's another part of your brain that's firing. And then there's that moment when you say, aha, I get that thought, that awareness shines, and another part of your brain fires. And then when you sit back into meditation, it's another, I don't know exactly which part, but there are literally 4 stages when you're meditating. And these 4 stages take place 5, 10, 15, 20, 40 times during meditation. And that is the process that you have to become aware of. That is what meditation is. Meditation is throwing the light of awareness on thought patterns and saying, aha, I gotcha. And then, don't think it ends with meditation. It begins. Then you take it into your life. Remember that time that you say, I always have this problem, or I never get what I want? Catch yourself doing that. Catch yourself tomorrow. Set yourself a task. Whenever you say always and whenever you say never, there's an alarm that goes off. And you say, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to do this to myself. And you get back to the peace and the wonderful sensation of just being floating on the surface. You get back to that. This is what we're trying to do. This is the whole purpose of learning how to meditate. Just to catch it. Just to catch it. Awareness, awareness, awareness. As soon as you shine a light on it, it's gone. It's just gone. Like a bubble bursting, it's gone. Where does a thought go? When the one that tells you that you have to cook or you have to finish, it just goes from where it came. And there's nothing for a few seconds. And that is what I call mindlessness, and what is called by everyone else mindfulness. Okay. You don't want your mind to be full. You really want it to be empty. And at least you don't want it to be full of things, words like always and never. These words are the ones that make you deeply unhappy, deeply self-deprecating, deeply depriving yourself, because you deserve, everyone deserves happiness. Happiness is your birthright. You have to keep telling yourself that. Om Namah Shivaya.